I'm going to give you some quick bullet points. So first off, we're going to change. We're going to do a new one because something changed today that CARE Act passed, right? So right now, number one, get that SBA form filled out, get into the queue as quickly as possible. Number two, do a cash flow projection. My recommendations, go out 18 months as best as you can, because if you have an 18-month view of cash, you'll make a different decision today than if you just have a 1 month view of cash. It's a very different world. Unfortunately, if money's really, really tight out here and you want to preserve the enterprise, some people may pay the price here, and that's just the reality of it. But you as a business owner have to make that decision. Number two, obviously talk to your vendors. Food and labor is the most critical thing right now. We've gone from being, kind of being thoughtful and considerate of your landlords. Landlords are people too. They have obligations. But at this point, don't pay rent. Don't pay rent. You have three types of restaurants. They're going to be closed permanently, they're going to be closed temporarily, or they're open in some modified format. If they're closed permanently, hang it up. If they're closed temporarily, same thing, just let it go. You'll get letters. You'll be in default. You'll get letters. Don't let them get you nervous. Just give them to your attorney.
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
So with our 2 locations, one of our landlords has just said that he's going to defer 1 month of rent, which I am 100% sure is not enough. So you're saying just don't pay it and don't say anything?
It's not enough. First off, you don't want deferment, you want abatement.
Yeah, you want abatement.
What's the point of getting into debt? You're not going to have the revenue to pay it off anyway, so all you do is prolonging it.
Do I get into that with the landlord now, or do I get into it later?
I'll jump into this real quick. We're going through this. Yeah, absolutely later.
Okay.
First of all, you're in a state of emergency state as it is. They're never going to push you out the door.
Right.
And when you're ready to reopen, you turn right back to them and you go, just put it on the end of my lease.
Yeah.
They're never going to fight you. They're never going to push you out, and they can't do anything right now.
Who's going to lease your space? There's not, how many spaces there's going to be? They're going to be thrilled to have you in there. Do not sign, like Irvine Company, a friend of mine told me, is offering X amount of deferment. No, you don't want deferment. You can't afford that. I mean, that's it's like buying a credit card.
Property. We are an Irvine Company property.
Yeah, good luck.
Well done.
We are too, but our paperwork from Irvine Company was better than our other landlord where the building's actually closed.
They can literally sit there and hear me out on this. They can literally sit there and they can default you just like Fred said. They can do all these different things. They're never going to go to court about it, and they'll never win. In this kind of scenario, this is almost like the person on the other side saying, I caught Corona at Tony's restaurant.
Yeah, this is force majeure. Okay. You gotta look at your lease, get an attorney to look at your lease, force majeure. The last thing I want to say is be mindful, of course, of taxes and insurance payments, right? Because some of those things are really critical. And insurance companies aren't just going to be handing out checks because it says so that this is addressed. You're going to have to fight them. They fight very hard not to pay you for what you've been paying premiums for. You got a good broker here like Chris. He'll fight on your behalf, hopefully. But those are the kind of things to do. But right now, it's food, labor, and beverage. The things that are going to keep you alive is what you got to focus on. The rest of it, you got to push it off. Now, we have a spreadsheet that we can send you that we sort of break down the critical, important, and the not so important, that you can begin to categorize and say, oh, this is good for me to know. Yes.
Okay.
Fred, where did they stand on CAM? Were they did he suggest that people pay their CAMs, or was he saying defer those as well?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
You got to stay alive. You don't have any money.
And just to jump one more thing on to Fred, if anybody out here, or anybody that's listening to it, has leases that are in negotiation, pull them off the table right now. Pull them off the table. Yeah. Do not submit LOIs across. If you have signatures on anything, put it all on the back burner. Do not worry about it. Go back to it, because you may wake up the next morning, may wake up in 2 weeks and find out that rent prices have dropped 15, 20, 30%. You do not want to start time clocks by submitting leases over that you can be held accountable to, where a landlord can sit back. If you got 180 days to build out, get permit, build out, whatever it may be, you don't want any time clock starting on you whatsoever right now. Put all that stuff at the end, pick up the phone, call the landlord, go, our full intention is to still be a part of this deal, but we'll talk to you when the world's normal again.
From an insurance side, you can consider if your payrolls are dropping because of more part-time work or furloughs or layoffs, you can adjust your workers' comp payrolls proactively and make sure that your premiums are lowered. And then on top of it, you can defer your payments to Fred's point, and honestly, I think Fred's right. You don't have to worry about what the insurance company's telling you to do. You just keep going until it is becoming a cancellation process.